Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye and this is my world. Okay, today we're going to talk about a really sensitive topic, and that is trans kids. You see, before I get started, let me explain. For those of you who are new to this channel, I am a spiritualist. I am not religious. I do not follow any religious doctrine. But spirituality is your connection with the divine. That's what it is. Okay? So let's look at this. Transgender kids. Okay? Number one is demonic. It's demonic. All right? I'm going to start off just like that. You see, we are all spiritual beings in these human bodies, okay? And when we came here, the divine created us how we were supposed to live our lives while we're here. So if the divine created you as a boy, then you are meant to live your life as a male. You understand? But in today's society, because man feels like he can control whatever happens in this dimension. You understand? Because of free will. Everybody has free will. But demonic energies influence your free will. Understand? I'm trying to go slow here so that you can follow me. In today's society, demonic energies are running rampant. They're running rampant. Okay? Now, children are being influenced by the demonic energies. How? TV, movies, music, friends, family. That's how the kids are being influenced. Now, I'm telling you, it's hard for me to get started on this because it's so sensitive and it's happening in so many families where your children are popping up saying that, I don't want to be a girl anymore. I think I want to be a boy. That's because that demon has gotten in that child's ear. You understand? And this happens up in in many dysfunctional families where the children are not happy for one reason or another. You understand? And the demon comes to the child. The demon comes to the child. You see, this same demon has already come to our men. And they are all out here sexing each other because of this demonic influence. Now the demon's working on the kids. You see, telling the kids that, you're not really a male. You're really a female inside. So, that's your true self. You are a female, although you look like a male. That's a lie. That is a demonic lie. If you came here as a male, you were meant to live your life as a male. Now, let me explain something here. Many children may be born with, for instance, more or less of a feminine or a masculine energy. I'll say it like that. Okay. And for instance, when I was a little girl, I had a lot, and probably still do, a lot of masculine energy. You understand? Because when I was growing up, I was tomboy. I climbed trees. I was always in the woods doing things that boys do. That's what I enjoyed doing. But I never wanted to be a boy. No. And I rejected anything. I'm a girl. I'm a girl, always going to be a girl. But in today's society, I'm going to tell you, you take a little girl who has those masculine tendencies, and somebody, probably an adult or an older person, to say, oh, you acting like you like girls, or you're too masculine. Maybe you are a lesbian, or maybe you are a male. You understand? These are people being influenced by that demonic energy that's putting it on the children, identifying them. Now, little boys, it happens, they come out and they may like playing with dolls or doing other things that little girls do or whatever. But that doesn't mean that they are a girl inside. That doesn't mean that they are a female, because they have more feminine energy. That's not what that means. You understand? We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. We all have that. You understand? Some people may have more of one than the other, but that doesn't mean that you go off and get your wand chopped off and thinking you're going to be a woman. All right, let's go back to the kids, because believe it or not, there are some demonic doctors out here who are performing surgery on these young children. That's wrong. And that's evil. That's pure evil. And the parents are the ones that's got to sign up for it. You understand? You got a young child in your care, your children, there may be 8. We'll say 8, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they want to be something else. Now, parents, you can either try to discourage this kind of behavior, or you can go with it. Now, unfortunately, a lot of these therapists out here are supporting this kind of behavior. That's right. And they are encouraging parents to support your children if they come up and decide that they want to be transgender. Telling parents to just support it. That's wrong. You should reject this. This is evil and demonic. It's evil and demonic. Number one, a child that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. How do they know? Where are they getting this from? It's the demonic energy that's whispering in their ears. You understand? Other than what they're seeing on TV, movies, hearing the music, all of that. It's everywhere. And just because it's everywhere does not mean that this is good. Good for you. If you support your children in this transgender program, somebody going to be sorry. Somebody going to be very sorry. Understand? No good is going to come out of this. No good. See, we are in a spiritual warfare. And those of you who are religious, every time you go to your house of worship, you're talking about spiritual warfare. And then when you leave your house of worship, you come home and you support all of these evil agendas. No. People, know evil when you see it. Know evil when you see it. You see this new agenda that is being forced on you. It's not something that it's being forced on you. Now the demon is messing with your kids. It's messing with your kids. And I was seeing a story just the other day where some of the parents decide that maybe they wanted a little girl and not a little boy, and they raised the son as a female. That's evil, people. And you're going to pay for that. That's evil. That's evil. The divine doesn't make mistakes. When you came into this world, you are meant to live this life. You were given all the tools from the divine. You live this life as you came into this life. You don't come and you decide that, I want to be something else. That's free will. That is free will. But it is against the universal laws. Let's say that. It's against the universal laws. Male, female. But, today a lot of evils are happening. A lot of evils because man feels like he's going to control this thing. He's going to control this thing. He is not working with the divine. He's going against it. He is going against it because of his own guilty pleasures. That's all it is. Pleasure. And when these when this agenda boils down, it's all about freaky sex. That's all it is. Freaky, depraved sex. Sexual desire. It's probably the same Jezebel spirit. That same Jezebel spirit that's turning the men gay. These down low men are gay. You understand? And now we got trans children. And then on top of that, it's parents out here supporting this program. And I tell you how it kind of happens with the parents. Now, for instance, if your child is going through these changes and the parents are concerned, many of the parents will take their children or their child to a therapist. Okay. Unfortunately, a lot of the therapists are supporting it. And they're telling the parents that you should support it too. Just love your child. Love conquers all. Just love your child. Listen, parents, if you love your child, you need to help them to reject this energy and to understand what it is. What it is, because children think it's natural. It's a normal thing, and it's not. It's not a normal thing. And it's not the thing to be either. Now I'm going to tell you, when I was growing up, there were some little boys. There were some little boys that had more feminine ways. More feminine ways. Now, it's the grown-ups that will point to those young men and say, are you gay? Are you gay? They're gonna label. They're gonna label. We should not be doing that. We should not be labeling people. Number one. Because little boys, they're just being little boys. Understand that we are all energy. It's just energy. And all of us have both inside us. Understand? Now, when I was growing up, and probably even now, I have more masculine energy than female energy. But never in my life did I decide I wanted to be a man. No, it never entered my mind. But what's entering the kids' mind is a demonic energy in their little ears. when things are not going well in their environment. You see? Then the demon comes and says something. You know, look at that. Maybe you're a man. Maybe you're a male. You're not a female. You're a male. It's demonic, people. When I was growing up, you understand, I was a tomboy. Everybody knew it. I climbed trees, and I was always in the woods. You know, I was doing everything that boys do. Understand? But I never wanted to be a male because of that. You understand? I was always a female. Always wanted to be a female. You understand? But these children are being influenced by demonic energies. That's all it is. It's demonic. Now, the demonic energy is not only working with the children, it's working with the parents too of these children. You understand? Because if you're one of the parents that's out here supporting your kid and they want to be transgender, the demon is working on you too, for you to even support this evil, for you even to support it. There are so many transgender people now who regret making that decision. They regret it now because some of them have had surgery to comply to the program. Understand? To comply. Men who desire to be women, they get the boob jobs and get their wang cut off, but that doesn't make them a woman. It doesn't make them a woman at all. Look at them. Do they act like women? No, they act like freaks. No women act like that. They over-exaggerate the feminine energy because that is not their energy. They are males. They are not females. The female energy comes naturally, just like the male energy comes naturally. But they are fighting against who they really are. And the demon has made them believe there's something else. And let me tell you, these people haven't found happiness. They have not found, they're still trying to find happiness. Even after they've done all of that to their bodies and everything, they're still trying to find happiness. And people believe that this demonic energy is extremely crafty and extremely intelligent. So, for instance, some of these children will threaten suicide if you don't comply with their wishes. That's the demon. That's the demon, because the demon apparently has a good hold on them by then if they're threatening to do these things to themselves if you don't comply to their wishes. You understand? People, it's evil. It's evil. And that's why I say to you is to find your power, your spiritual power, because all of this is spiritual, and it can only be resolved spiritually. Only be resolved spiritually. You understand? But you must understand the spirit. You must understand the spirit. And you must understand yourself and love yourself fully. If you don't have the full armor of protection on you, that's why the demon seduces you too, to support this agenda. To support it. And you don't have the strength to reject it. Now, I'm here trying to give you the knowledge and wisdom to know how it works and what it really is working on these children. You understand? And I'm going to tell you, that's why a lot of the children will go off and, do, try to harm themselves. Some of them do succeed. It's the demon. It's the demon. Once they have accepted the demon, well, the demon is about destroying you. It's about destroying you, but the demon comes to the little children like a friend first. Like a friend that consoles them and makes them feel wanted and loved. And then the demon uses this child against you and against the child. It destroys you and the child. Understand? This kind of thing tears families apart. But see, that is the purpose of the demonic energy. That's the point. These transgender children are starting out as young as 2 all the way up until 15, 16, all in between. They are being seduced by demonic energies. And I'm going to tell you, these things that they hear, these things that they see, are influencing them, influencing your children. You need to watch your children. And I'm going to tell you, this is how the evilness happens. The parents are not home like they used to be, because you got to work. The mom and the dad, they got to work hard. You send your children off to school where they spend most of their time. So they're being taught a lot when they go to the school. The school supports this agenda. The school supports it. Your doctors support it. Your therapists support it. So that's why the children feel like they're justified in it. Now, of course, if the children are like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, it's the parents. It's the parents. Some parent has decided that maybe they didn't want a boy, they wanted a little girl. So they raise that young boy like a girl. Like a girl. Now, as that male grows up in a girl's facade, these energies, his true self and this false self, is going to be fighting each other his whole life. His whole life. No peace. You're not going to find any peace in it. At all. You see, a lot of these children, they take it on like it's a fad. Like it's a trend. Understand? I remember when the cartoons came out, and the cartoons began to change. The cartoons began to be more sexual by ushering in the LGBT agenda. Everything you see and hear and what is ushering in this new agenda of the LGBT community. But it's affecting your children. It's affecting them. Right? And I'm going to tell you, it's more men that's doing these operations than women. I don't know if they can put a wand on a woman or not, but there are women who decide that they want to be transgender, and that's just one step away from being a lesbian. You understand? These are choices. But when a child is very small, that child's not making the choice. It's the parent that's making the choice. It's the parent. And that is pure evil for you to decide that you want to change the gender of your child. It's evil. It's pure evil. Any way you look at it. And you understand? See, everything in this life is spiritual. And it's a spiritual warfare between good and evil. You go to your house of worship and you talk about it. And then you come out of it and you feel helpless and supported. Or you put your head in the sand and act like it's not happening. You see, what this community, LGBT community, they have made people afraid to speak out. But that's the demonic energy that's doing that. You see, it's the demon that's doing it, that's making you afraid to speak out against it. And it's becoming very powerful. More and more powerful. Now that they're scooping the kids up, scooping them up at a young age, what is our society going to look like in the next generation? What's it going to look like? The men are turning into women. You understand? Now, this is very serious. You understand? Your child, if your child is around 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, somewhere like that, and they come and tell you that they that they want to change their name to something else. For instance, a little boy may want to change his name to Betty. I'm going to be Betty. And he announced it to his parents that I'm going to be Betty from now on. The doctors and the therapists are saying, go with it. If he wants to be Betty, that's his free will. Let him be Betty. I would not ever support that agenda. Ever. Because it is pure evil. And you parents that support that agenda, you need to look at it. You need to look at it. Because that terrible place that you talk about at your house of worship looks to me like you headed straight there. You understand? People, trans kids should not be. This is something that should not exist at all. At all. These children are innocent and just trying to find themselves and embrace their sexuality. But in today's society, it's very confusing for the young children. They don't know what their sexuality is. You understand? Now they got the little kids going into the unisex bathrooms where I guess it's a little boy over here and a little girl over here or whatever. You understand? And even the transgender men want to be in there with the women in the ladies' room. These are men. These are not women. These are not, I don't care what they think they are. They are men. They are men. And where does that leave us? Number one, ladies, if you engage with anybody in these days, you better take your time, a long time, to get to know them. Because you don't know what they started out to be. You don't know if they started out to be a male or started out to be a female. And I'm going to tell you, some of these people are not honest. They're not telling people that, yeah, I started out as a male, but now I'm a woman. No, they didn't say that. They're not honest. They're just like the down low people, being dishonest and deceitful. It's all the same evil spirit. It's all the same evil spirit. People do not support this agenda. It's going to destroy you. It's going to destroy all of you. Don't you see it headed that way? People, don't you see it? Sit down and spend time with your children, number one. Don't just set them in front of the TV and let the TV teach them what they need to know. You spend time. Cut the TV off and you spend time and talk to your children. Talk to them. And find out where their head is. This way, it would be more difficult for other people to influence your children. All of these outside forces. If you have given them a strong foundation about who they are and who they should be in the future. People are not doing that anymore. Probably because people are so stressed out with other things in their lives until this is something that they avoid. Now, some people think, oh, well, we Christians, we go off to the church, that'll give you a good foundation. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because the church is full of these people. Full of these transgender, homosexual, down low people. So where do you go for solace? Within yourself. Find your self-love and your strength to reject this evil. People, I hope that you understand this message. Because when it comes to the children, this is serious. This is the next generation. You can see where it's headed, even from our men today. Today. You understand? You can see where it's headed. Now, I did hear one lady talk about selective mating. And so she's looking, all of these men doing their thing or whatever. She's looking at not really hooking up with them, but find you a breeder to have your kids and make sure you can afford them on your own. I know that went off the topic a little bit. That's just something that popped into my head. I wanted to tell you. Because there may come a time to where males will just be breeders. That's it. You understand? And if if it's too many of these transgender males, they won't even be there. A transgender male can't breed anything. He can create others like him because it's an evil spirit, and the evil spirit is trying to seduce others into the fold. That's all it is. This evil spirit is gathering souls. Gathering souls. That's all. And you need to understand what it is. Don't submit to it. If your child comes up and say, I want to be transgender, I want to take them off to the therapist. The therapist can't help them. You need to sit down with your own kid and discuss what it is. It's demonic. It's evil. And it should be rejected. So, people, I hope that you understand this message. And this transgender program is running through a lot of families. A lot of families. At high speed, too. High speed. People, take care of yourself. And, I want you to find true happiness. When you see evil coming down the pipe, reject it. And when it's in your head, you hear these little voices or whatever, reject it. And you need to talk to your children about that, because they don't know what that is. See, that voice in their head comes to them like a friend to comfort them, especially if they are in a dysfunctional family. And a lot of this happens in dysfunctional families where that evil is there anyway. And it attacks the children. You follow? People, love yourself and take care of yourself. And I hope that this message can help someone. I thank you all for supporting this channel. I thank you for watching this video. And I thank you for the comments. I'm really interested in knowing how you feel about this message. How you feel about it. Let me know. And thank you again. And I hope to see you next time.